Hello everyone, welcome to the first episode of the workshop series. Today we will start the planning of this new workshop and then we'll probably do some of the furniture as well. After weeks of trying to figure out what I want to do exactly, this is the sort of final design that I've came up with, and this is the design that I will start attempting to build, and we'll see how this evolves. So as you can see, I've abandoned the idea of having an L-shaped table around here. Instead, I decided to go with two tables, one here, and one in the middle as well. The reason for that is this is A, easier to do, and B, actually gives me more room for storage if I want to. So I can have a shelf here, and a bunch of shelves in front of the window. It also means that in front of the window is also open so that I can more easily ventilate the room, which is nice. But as I said, it's also a concern for the tools, so the soldering equipment and stuff like that will be around here, and the 3D printers will be around here. This table I will use mostly for filming, but I'll probably use it for working on stuff as well. Knowing myself, you can never have enough tables, especially since the center table, that will happen, but it will happen later. This one I want to be a sit-stand desk, so I'm going to buy a sit-stand frame from probably IKEA. But as I said, this is not the highest priority right now, so this one will come later. You'll also notice these blocks on the back sides of these tables. These are actually countertops as well. These countertops are butcher block solid wood birch countertops, and these are just cheap laminate countertops from IKEA. But obviously these aren't used as countertops. These are for hanging the tools and the lighting. So I'm going to have track lighting on here that shines on here, and track lighting here that shines on here. And I can also possibly flip those track lights down and use them to light the bench, which will also be nice. So I don't know how well they will work for that function. I guess we will see. On this side I will also use it to hang my tools, just like the old place. And on this side I might add some decoration or something that can go well in the background of my videos, but I'm not 100% sure what I want to do. You'll also notice that this is wider than the table. That's because I don't really want to buy a saw or anything. I don't want to bother cutting any of these, so I'm just going off of the standard sizes for these things. So this room is supposed to be 12 feet 1 foot on this wall, so these benches are 12 feet in total, 4 feet benches, and these two are 5 feet benches. And this gap here is for the door, for the closet, because there is also a closet in the room. So this is the plan I have right now. As for the things I'm going to use for this, well, let's start with the countertops. So this is what I want to use. As I said, solid wood butcher block birch wood countertops. This is more expensive than just a tabletop or even IKEA countertops, but I think the quality will be here. I want to use something that's solid, something that will last me a long time, so that I don't have to buy new and new every time. Initially I was just considering buying Linman tables off of IKEA, just like I did in the old place, and that definitely worked with some bracing, but since that the sizes I need are out of stock anyway, I might as well just go for the best thing I can get, and that seems to be this one. Another advantage of this compared to the Linman is this is 30-inch deep, so at about 75 centimeters. The Linman desks are 60 centimeters except one of the sizes, and you can never have benches that are deep enough ever, so it's great that this is deeper, especially because I'm also going to have the vertical countertop in the back, which will eat a few centimeters more. And as I said, that's a cheap laminate countertop from IKEA. It's going to be this one. I went with this concrete effect look. I don't know how well that will look in real life. Probably not as good as it looks in the pictures, but if it is half as good as how it looks right now from these pictures, I think it will look well as a background. It just has some texture versus a regular wall, which doesn't have as much texture. So I think the texture will look good in the backgrounds of videos, so that's what I'm hoping for. Also, the color is something I thought about. This is darker than the benches, which means there is a contrast between the bench and the wall. Well, wall as in the background, and I think that will also help me improve how the videos look. But I'm also not great at filming, so who knows, I'm just experimenting here, but I think it will work based on my previous experiences. For supporting these benches, I'm just going to go with the cheapest Edel's legs available on IKEA. This is definitely a cost-cutting measure. I would have preferred something sturdier than these. These Edel's legs tend to wobble a lot, and also there's no cross-bracing or anything, so they're not going to be great. I'm under no illusion about that, but the point is these will get the benches standing, and over time I'm going to replace these. These also have the advantage of being 70 centimeters tall, which is perfect because that's what the height of my previous screw drawers were, and those are already on the way. When they arrive, the 70 centimeters will let me mount them directly under the benches, versus if it was taller, I'd have to modify them. Now, if I was designing these benches completely from scratch, I'd probably go with 80 centimeters, not 70. 70 is a little low. It's more of a desk height than a bench height, but I think 70 will work well enough, so I don't think that will be a big issue. But yeah, just as a side note, but the 70 centimeters will also let me use these LX units for supporting these countertops. And the advantage of the LX unit is obviously these have drawers, so I can have more drawers under the benches. These are also used in combination with Lindemann and other IKEA desks, so I know these work. I don't know how much weight these can handle. Obviously the hardwood benches and then the backing on top will be really heavy, and then add the 3D printers on top of that. Yeah, it will be heavy, but it should be able to handle it anyway. This is the frame I'm considering for the center sit stand desk. As I said, this will happen later, not immediately, but something like this is the idea, so that I can raise and lower the height of the center bench. That will also let me carry the 3D printers on or off the center bench more easily, because they can be heavy, as you know from the Voron 2, but my Voron 2 and my Tiny M are also really heavy, especially my Tiny M for some reason. Well, I know the reason, but yeah, it is really heavy. So yeah, this is something I will get for the center bench. I've already ordered the countertop for the center bench as well, the 5 feet type, so it will be waiting until I can buy the sit stand desk frame for the center, and then yeah, we will do that eventually. For the lighting, I will go with track lights, as I said, so these are what I'm considering using. Just relatively cheap par 38 sized track lights that I found on Home Depot. But yeah, these look cheap enough, and these should hold par 38 light bulbs, which is similar to what I used in the old workshop as well. And for the storage, I'm just going with these just metal shelves that you can find everywhere, not just Home Depot. I've placed a few of these, order of 2 of these from Home Depot, different sizes, but I'll order more from Amazon. They sell these as well, just a little more expensive. Oh, and in case you're wondering why the audio quality sucks around the computer when I'm doing voiceovers, well, this is the reason. This is a basically empty room, so it is really echoey. Once this is fixed, the sound should be better as well. And by the way, this chair will be the workshop chair. Here I'll buy a Herman Miller, because I sit at the computer all day, so that's definitely something I want. As you can see, I finally have some lighting here. Now, if you remember, I said I wasn't sure what color temperature I wanted to go with the lights, because as I said, higher color temperature lights hurt my eyes but are better for filming. So I genuinely wasn't really sure. I was thinking about buying multiple sets of bulbs and then turning them on and off depending on whether I'm filming or working on stuff. But I came across these Cree bulbs on Amazon. These have relatively decent CRI, but more importantly, as you can see from the picture here, they have multiple colors of filaments, so you can change the color temperature of the light using the app on your phone. Honestly, if you told me even just a few weeks ago if I was going to buy some sort of a smart light bulb, yeah, I would say that you were crazy, but yeah, ended up with these. Well, there is part of the reason why I ended up buying these is misleading marketing, in my opinion. It says Bluetooth and Wi-Fi on here, which implies that you can control these through Bluetooth, but you can't. And if I knew this before buying these, I probably wouldn't have bought these. But yeah, in the end, I decided to just set these up. Now, the reason I don't want Wi-Fi is obviously for security reasons. I'm still temporarily on the ISP provided router. I'd like to set up proper VLANs and stuff like that, but I need a proper router to do that, which I will buy something, or more likely I will build a pfSense box or something like that, but that'll have to wait. That's not the number one priority, but definitely something that I will set up before receiving my at least my NAS. As for these lights, I think they work really well, other than the bullshit marketing here. I'll link these in the description in case you're interested in these, but yeah, I recorded something on the webcam of this laptop. I think that camera webcam is 720p, so sorry about the quality, but I hope you can see what's going on. As I said before, when I was at the computer, I want to have track lighting kind of similar to the lighting I had in the old workshop, but I will have those on this wall and on this wall as well. And for those, I will go with Par 38, again the same series of Cree light bulbs, so that I can also control the color temperature of those as well. And yeah, that will even let me even control the, while I'm filming, I can just switch all of the lights to higher color temperature and vice versa. So that's the idea. Since the last recording in this video, a few deliveries arrived, and as you can see, one of them was these shelves, and as you can see, I've assembled them and also cleared the floor so that I have more room to work with, and the things are more semi-organized. But I'll definitely go through these again and again until I'm satisfied with where everything is. But yeah, for now this will work. You'll also see that I've received the Cree Par 38 light that I mentioned. So these are for the track lights, as I said. These are a little different from the ones that I'm using currently in the ceiling light, and well, that difference is these are, as you can see, are RGB, but they still have the tunable white function as well. And based on what I've read on Amazon, based on the reviews, I think the RGB is just a small ring around the perimeter, and most of the 14 watts of light is just for the tunable white. If that is not the case, these will probably get returned, but I think that is the case. So yeah, I think these will work well. I'll, as I said, mostly use it for the tunable white, but it's nice to have the option for RGB as well. I'll experiment with that for background lighting, like when there is a product in front of the camera and then the wall behind it or the countertops. I'll experiment with how RGB looks behind that. So maybe for some product red or green or something might look better than white. I don't know, probably not, but I think it will be a fun experiment that I'll do off camera. Also, my delivery from IKEA arrived as well. So here we can see the Adul's legs. As I mentioned, I ordered 12 of these, and yeah, they're here with the same IKEA delivery. I also got the countertops that I will use vertically, just as a video background, and tool hanging board, as I mentioned before. So this is what the concrete effect looks like. I don't know how well you can see that on camera, but I think it looks pretty nice. So yeah, I do think that this will work well, but unfortunately the rest of my deliveries, which were mostly from Home Depot, are delayed, which means I'll end the video here. Oh, and just adding this after the fact, because you might have seen this is just a physical therapy thing I'm using, in case you were wondering. The Hand Master Plus, of course it has to have a plus, and it helps me master my hand skills. No, obviously not. It's a physical therapy thing, as I said. Since since the surgery, I had to do something like this. So this is what it is, in case you were wondering. I'll order a few more of these shelves as well. The reason I had to go with these on this corner is the big shelf here is a bit too wide for this wall, and it would stick out about here, which I don't think will block the door based on my measurements, but it's still not great, and yeah, didn't want that, so I ordered this one. But the disadvantage of this one is, as you can see, it's not tall enough. Unfortunately, I couldn't find something that's this narrow but taller than this, so this is what I have to use on this corner. But I might replace this with a cabinet or something down the line, and I'll buy more of these shorter shelves as well and put it in front of the window so that it won't block the window, but it will provide me with more storage. So that's something I'm going to do as well, but that will happen eventually, just like the center table. Yeah, it will take a while, but that's definitely coming. So yeah, let me know what you think about this project so far. If you have any input on what I should do to change this project or improve it, this is the time you should let me know. Like, this is the time that you will be the most influential on this project. So yeah, if you have anything to say, leave them in the comments down below and I will definitely think about it. But yeah, that's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave me a like down below and stay tuned for the next episode. And yeah, that's it. So thanks for watching.